Welcome back to AI Signal and Noise. I am Taylor, and it is Wednesday, which means we are halfway through another crazy week in tech.
And I am Morgan. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We have a seriously packed show today, with some stories that really highlight both the promise and the peril of AI.
Dude, we really do. We are talking huge multimodal models doing spooky things, massive cyber attacks, and video AI getting super cheap. It is a lot to cover.
Well, we only have 10 minutes, so let's just jump right into it. What is the first story on the docket today?
Okay, so I saw this on the Decoder and Mark Tech post. Alibaba just dropped Qwen 3.5 Omni. And dude, it is absolutely wild what this thing can do.
Wait, another Omni model? Are we just slapping that label on everything now? What makes this one actually different from the dozens of others we have seen?
No, it is natively omnimodal. It processes text, images, audio, and video all end to end. And they are claiming it is straight up beating Gemini 3.1 Pro on audio tasks.
Beating Gemini? That is a bold claim for Alibaba to make. But I am guessing there's a catch, or some weird emergent behavior they didn't expect to see.
Exactly. That is the crazy part. It somehow learned to write code from spoken instructions and video without anyone actually training it to do that specific task.
Wait, really? Zero-shot coding from video and audio combined? That is actually fascinating. It shows how cross-modal transfer learning is accelerating way faster than we thought.
Right? Like, you just talk to it, show it a video of what you want the app to look like, and boom, it writes the code. It is like magic, honestly.
I wouldn't call it magic, Taylor. It is just generalizing patterns across different data types. But it definitely proves the experimental wrapper era of AI is completely dead.
Oh, totally. Stitching separate vision and audio encoders onto text models is so last year. Native multimodal architectures are definitely the new standard moving forward.
Agreed, but it also raises huge questions about testing and safety. If a model learns complex skills it wasn't explicitly trained for, how do you properly secure it?
Yeah, that is a little scary to think about. Speaking of scary and secure, or, well, totally not secure, we should probably talk about the Mercor situation.
Yes, the AI recruiting startup. I read the TechCrunch piece on this earlier this morning. They got hit by a pretty nasty cyber attack, right?
Yeah, dude, it is bad. An extortion hacking crew actually took credit for stealing a massive amount of data directly from Mercor's internal systems.
And the worst part is how they managed to get in. According to the reports, it was tied to a compromise of the open source LiteLLM project.
Right. LiteLLM is super popular for routing between different AI models. So if that project got compromised, it feels like a massive supply chain risk for everyone using it.
Exactly. It highlights a huge glaring vulnerability in the AI ecosystem right now. Startups are moving so fast, they rely heavily on these open source tools without auditing them.
Totally. Like, you just grab a library off GitHub to make your API calls easier, and suddenly malicious hackers are in your servers stealing confidential recruiting data.
Which is incredibly sensitive data. We are talking resumes, detailed interview transcripts, maybe even salary expectations. It is an absolute goldmine for extortionists.
Oh man, I didn't even think about the interview transcripts. That is so invasive. Has Mercor said exactly how many users were affected or what was taken yet?
They have confirmed the security incident, but the specific details are still a bit murky. They are likely doing frantic damage control and forensics as we speak.
It is just a crazy reminder. Like, AI capabilities are moving at lightning speed, but basic cybersecurity still matters. Maybe even more now than ever before.
It definitely matters more. If your foundation relies on compromised open source libraries, All the fancy artificial intelligence in the world will not save your company from a breach.
So true. Okay, let's pivot to something a bit more fun and less stressful. Google just announced Veo 3.1 Lite, and it is huge for video generation.
Huge or just a necessary price cut? Because from what I saw on the decoder, the main headline is just about making AI video generation cheaper for developers.
Well, yeah, but it is less than half the price of their next cheapest model. And the crazy part is, it still matches the exact same generation speed.
Okay, a 50% price drop is definitely significant. Video generation has historically been incredibly compute heavy and cost prohibitive for smaller creators and indie developers.
Exactly. Like before, you would blow through your entire API budget just trying to get a 5-second clip of a dog surfing. Now it is actually super affordable.
I suppose. But the word light in the name usually implies a major trade-off in quality or resolution. Did Google mention what exactly we are losing here?
They say it is highly optimized, but obviously it won't have the insane cinematic photorealism of their ultra-heavy models. Still, for most social media apps, it is plenty good.
It makes perfect strategic sense for Google. By commoditizing the lower end of video generation, they can lock developers into their cloud ecosystem very early on.
Oh, totally. It is a massive land grab right now. Whoever makes it cheapest and fastest wins the developers, which actually perfectly segues into our last big story today.
Let me guess, another major AI company trying to win over early-stage developers with a massive pile of venture capital cash?
Ding, ding, ding! You nailed it! Runway just launched an exclusive $10 million fund and a builders program specifically for early-stage AI startups.
10 million isn't a massive fund in the grand scheme of Silicon Valley, but for niche video AI startups, it is a very solid incubator play by Runway.
Dude, it is so cool. TechCrunch reported they are specifically pushing for what they call interactive, real-time video intelligence applications, not just simple text-to-video anymore.
Interactive video intelligence is a very interesting phrase. It sounds like they want to move beyond just rendering static clips and towards fully real-time responsive digital environments.
Right. Like, imagine playing a video game or exploring a virtual world that just generates itself around you in real time, completely based on your actual movements.
That requires incredibly low latency. If Runway is actively funding startups to build that, they must be highly confident their underlying models can handle real-time inference very soon.
Oh, they definitely are. They want companies building directly on their API right now, so they become the default engine for the entire next generation of interactive media.
It is a smart defensive move against Google's Veo and OpenAI's Sora. If you can't outspend the trillion-dollar tech giants on raw compute, you outmaneuver them by capturing the builders.
Exactly. You build the community, fund the crazy ideas, and see what sticks. I kind of want to quit my job and apply for the startup fund, honestly.
I think you should probably stick to podcasting for now, Taylor. The real-time video intelligence space seems a bit crowded, and you don't even know how to code.
Wow, okay, harsh but fair. Well, that is all the time we have for today's AI News Roundup.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Be sure to check the show notes for links to all the articles from TechCrunch, The Decoder, and MarkTech Post that we discussed today.
All right, that is it for today. We will be back tomorrow with more AI news.